most of them out here. Just got a quick video about daggering down your enemies in the early game to get armor upgrades for your early game characters. For this very early game quest, this is literally the first fight of the campaign with a beast slayer start. Sorry. So you can see the opponents here. We've got 7 warriors, and the opponents have 7 thugs. They're one of the weaker types of enemies in the game. But our characters are also quite weak. We've got these 3 are beast slayers, and these other 4 are just assorted low-level backgrounds, daytailers and field hands and that kind of thing. So basically, in order to start upgrading in the early game from your very beginning to sort of mid game, one of the main things you need to do is start getting some low level and medium sort of level armor, which you can get from bandits, progressing all the way out to sort of chainmail type armors and helmets of around 110 or maybe a little more armor. So with your very first starting characters, they'll be wearing like stuff like this. They're just wearing like shirts and stuff. Where you can see a couple of these characters over here, this one and this one, have slightly better armor. There's sort of 50, 55, 70 type armors. So your first job is to identify the armor that you want. So this character, if we could get his armor, or that character, if we get those armor, but either of those would be good upgrades. And the next thing you need to do is isolate those characters. So we need to kill all of these other characters with the lesser armor, get rid of them, so that we can then just focus on the 2 characters that have the armor that we want. It's going to be probably a difficult fight. We're probably going to lose a couple of these weaker characters, but as long as we don't lose any of our 3 beast slayers that are our more valuable backgrounds, then it'll still be a net gain. Basically, losing these weak characters doesn't matter too much, as long as we can get some armor upgrades and start increasing the strength of our company. So you can see that the 2 guys with the armor are on their right flank. So what we'll probably try and do is sweep around on our right flank, staying away from their right, so we can just avoid being in combat with those guys as much as possible. Because if we're stuck in base-to-base combat with them, then we might be forced to fight them. Otherwise, we'll take too much damage. So ideally, we want to delay that as long as possible. So these guys should just charge at us immediately, because we've got range superiority, and the AI of the thugs tends to charge usually when they don't have range weapons. So we'll just wait, and they should move forward and allow us to get some surrounds on them. Okay, so this position right now is kind of okay. We can try to surround it on this end, and as much as we can, and then sort of stay away from this side. Hopefully they'll come around this side. So we'll wait him, get our front line forward. Then wait until he gets the surround bonus. So we can move here. Wait for his surround bonus. We could release the dog, but there's a good chance the dog will end up biting these guys. We want to avoid any damage to these armor. And if we put it around this side, hopefully it would come around this way, but yeah, you probably want to try to avoid using dogs if possible when you're trying to dagger down armor. Okay, so we've got as much surround bonus as we're going to get. We might try to take out this one first, so we can get these 2 into it. These guys can move in. This guy's going to be at risk of getting into base space with those guys, but we need to try and get some DPS as quickly as possible. We need to just kill these guys as fast as possible so that we've got the numbers advantage. And you can see that they've taken some morale. So this guy's at wavering, which is good. That's going to slightly debuff his stats. Okay, so this character is obviously taking a lot of punishment. He's got 3 surrounds on him, so we're probably going to shield wall him. We'll try and take these bottom ones. We'll kind of try to come around this side and take these guys out as quickly as possible. This guy is one of the guys that has the armor that we want, so we don't want to damage his armor, ideally. So we might try to get the surround on him and kill everybody else as quickly as possible. Another thing is that he's currently at wavering morale. Now if we can get him to breaking, he'll get a further debuff to his stats, and if we get him to fleeing, he'll no longer be able to attack us. At the moment, he's a threat to these 2 characters. If we can get him to be fleeing, then he won't be a threat anymore, but he will try and move away, and when he does, our characters will automatically attack him every time he tries to move. So we want to get him to fleeing as quickly as possible to neutralize him, but we need to surround him or kill him before he moves away so that his armor doesn't get damaged. So while we've got him here, we'll probably try and do a puncture on him, but the chance for to hit is quite low. It's only 41%. We might just wait till we can get another surround on him. Try and shoot. Yeah, so this guy, we need to we want to try to avoid fighting him for as long as possible. Let's hope we do make a morale check on him. Right. So I want to get the surround. I want to break him, get the surround, but we need to sort of take out these guys first. But yeah, it's going to be longer before he can do anything useful on that side. So we'll move him to here. So at least we got the debuff to him again with that. And this guy's going to put his shield up and then pull out a dagger. So if he survives, he can try and dagger this guy down. So we can either kill this character quicker, or we can try and push him away to delay how long it's going to take to get this get him into combat. I think we really need the damage at this point, so I'll try and go for a hit, but he misses. And he's going to go for a puncture with 51% chance now because he's got 4 surrounds. Okay, so he's now fleeing, so that's what we wanted to happen. So he's no longer going to be attacking next turn. However, we don't have the full surround. There's an empty spot here where he can escape. So we need to ideally fill that slot or kill him before he moves, because if he moves, then one of these characters is going to hit him and he's going to take damage to his armor. Okay, so we need to get rid of some of these potentially damage-causing characters. Okay, so we've got these guys now at breaking, which is great. Yeah, so these guys can stun, which is really bad. We'll try to do a puncture on him. It's only 36% chance, but if he's at breaking now, if he gets hit by this, he'll take quite a lot of damage because it'll avoid his armor, and there's a good chance it'll move him from breaking to fleeing. So just yes, he's quite close to death now. It would have been really good if he had died then. Okay, so we're going to try and yeah, so we sort of still need the shield wall to stop this guy from killing him. So we'll go for the shield wall. We've got enough for 1 puncture. Yeah, good. So we've gotten rid of him, and we haven't done any damage to his armor. This guy's now fleeing as well, so he's not attacking anymore, which is great. We need to get the surrounds on him, or he's going to start moving, and he's going to take damage to his armor. And these two are still potentially damaging these characters, but this guy's got his shield wall, so hopefully he can survive another hit. And this guy's still got full health and some armor, so we should be okay for hopefully for one more turn. Okay, so this guy's going to move up, try and kill this guy. That's good. Now this guy's out of danger. This guy's going to try and kill this guy. And he's going to try and move into this position when this guy moves around here. He's got 1 square of movement remaining. So he's killed him, and he'll move here to free up a spot here for the surround. For another character to take that position. So this guy, see, the reason why I'm trying to get this around is because I don't think I can kill him with these 4 characters before he has his turn. So he's going to have he's the 4th one to go after this guy. So who's going to move? So this guy's going to move, that guy's going to move, and then this guy's going to move. So we've currently got, so there's going to be 1 spare slot still that's not going to be filled. That's fine. Yes, he's going to get to move, unfortunately. He's going to take damage to his armor. Yeah, see, that was quite a hefty amount of damage because this guy had still had his weapon out. He had just had a dagger or something, maybe we wouldn't have taken so much damage. Switch him to his dagger. That was probably, maybe that was actually an error there. I sort of moved him there to start getting the surround, whereas I perhaps should have just switched him to his dagger and left the gap there. Then at least these guys with the daggers would have done less damage to his armor. Daggers do quite a small amount of armor damage normally. So now he's got the complete surround, so he's not going to be moving anymore, and we can control the fact to make sure that no more damage gets done to his armor, and we can do punctures every attack. So yeah, we do puncture. We don't have enough to do puncture again, so we don't want to waste stamina doing a stab and damage his armor further. So skip, another puncture, and then now he's dead. So yeah, so we didn't get that second set of armor because we damaged it so much that there was a low chance. There's still probably some chance, but if you have the armor sort of completely undamaged, I don't know where I got this 81. Why this was down to 81%, but I don't remember we did any damage to it. But yeah, ideally you want to do no damage at all to the armor, and then you can lick the armor afterwards. This isn't the best armor in the game, but at the very start when your characters have no armor, you need to get that padded armor, leather armors, and sort of light chain armors that you can get from the bandits, and then you once you've got sort of that light chain that you can get from the bandits plus sort of 110 plus armor on your helms for all your characters, then you're kind of moving into the mid game. So tips for daggering down basically are identify the armor that you want. Usually you just go for 1 set of armor, whichever the best set of armor on the field is. Identify the armor that you want. Isolate those characters, so you can use a tank or just move away from them and concentrate on the other half of the battlefield. Then you kill all of the weak fodder, starting off with the ones with the lowest armor that are the easiest to kill, those that don't have shields, or those that have two-handed weapons that are going to be doing a lot of damage to your guys. So essentially you're going to be sort of stalling to a degree, so you want to get rid of all the high threat, high damage enemies as quickly as possible, so that while you're stalling you're not going to be taking tremendous amounts of damage. So identify the armor, isolate the guys with the armor that you want, move away from them, kill all of the fodder as quickly as possible. Then you want to be breaking the morale, forcing resolve checks onto the guys with the armor that you want to break them, ideally, and surrounding them. So every time you move a guy into base to base, when you're surrounding them, they'll take a resolve check. So ideally you want to be completely surrounded by 6 guys. That's maybe six times that you move next to them, they get to take a morale check. Also, when you use your stab skill on them, that's going to do a lot of damage and often make them do a resolve check as well. Once they get to fleeing, they can't attack you anymore, and then you can, if you've got the full surround so they can't move, you can just dagger them down. Be aware, if you haven't got the full surround and they're fleeing, they're going to be moving, your character is going to attack them automatically, and that's going to damage their armor, reduces the chance that you're going to get to pick up that armor afterwards. So yeah, the chance of you picking up the armor is based on the percentage of the armor's durability that remains. So if you can ideally get the leave the armors completely undamaged, then I don't think the chance is completely 100%, but that's sort of as high as you can get it, basically. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything about daggering people down. So go forth and stab. And that's all, guys. Thanks.